to do it.
Ready?
No, no.
Jump.
Good job.
Who will cry for the little boy who cried so much and hid his tears? Who will cry for the little boy who spent his life alone, wasting all these years? Who will cry for the little boy whose mother is deceased and father is on crack? Who will cry for the little boy whose foster parents beat him blue and black? Who will cry for the little boy when his shadow is all he sees? Who will cry for the little boy when his tears begin to bleed? Who will cry for the little boy inside of me? My mother and my father were on drugs, and they would leave us in the home at times hungry.
There was really no food, there was no way to survive. I had to deal with abuse from my stepfather. When I was 10, he was drunk, and he comes and he physically punches me. Just straight shot right to the jaw. My mom, she takes a knife, she stabs him in the chest.
My first memories in foster care, in the basement, they would put like hot rice on the ground and have us walk across it, and it would burn the bottom of our feet. For years, I used to think that this was a dream, but my brothers told me that this was true. I was just 4 or 5 years old. These were the first memories of my childhood. At the age of 6, and again at the age of 14, I was molested.
A lot of people got killed that I grew up with. There was one person that I grew up with, he was 22, 23, he got killed right in front of my gate. There was really no hope. I thought that maybe this was the end. My name is Miguel, I'm 20 years old, I'm a foster child. I love to box.
My name is Jonathan, I'm 21 years old, so I'm in my second year of college.
My name is Demetrius Johnson. I'm 20 years old and a freshman in college.
The day that I went to go meet Miguel and Jonathan in their foster home, I had this instinct that my life was going to change forever. The program was structured where you spend 5 hours a week, and most of it is helping the youth obtain services or get into better schools or programs. But I quickly became the person who they would come to with their questions or concerns. They ended up forming a pretty close bond with John as well.
My life changed immediately upon meeting the boys. It changed my perspective about love. It changed my perspective about support and constancy and dedication, because I realized these boys didn't have that in their lives.
Pretty quickly, I'd say maybe 6 months into it or so, I realized I definitely loved the boys. They became like my own sons. They are my kids, and I'm technically not old enough to be their mother, but you know, that's what they are, and we're a family.
Entering the block.
You know, when he called with the results of those 2 exams, I was shaking. He did very well. It was a great moment, and he was officially graduated high school, so we wanted to have a big graduation party for him to really help him to realize that he has this deep network of support and that we are also proud of him. Okay, so we're gonna play a little game.
Is that game you gotta pick one out?
Yeah, so you're gonna pick one out and read it out loud and then guess who wrote it.
You are the light of my life, and from the moment I met you, I knew this day would come. So it's not you, it's not John.
Why is it not me?
I just looked at you to, was that you?
Well, yeah, it was me. There was a time when Miguel thought that this day would never come. He also had no adults in his life, had graduated from high school. And it's really hard to succeed when you can't even envision success. But he has overcome so many obstacles, and just remember that we all love you and support you.
I hear that.
And I hope that you only see light in your future.
I'm glad to say that finally
I've accomplished something in my life.
Double jab right hand, don't forget.
I had committed to helping him learn how to box because he had anger management issues.
4.
My anger started to show more and more, and it was building. I felt like I wanted to release the anger, but I didn't know how to.
The first time we were called to go in the ring and spar with an opponent, it was very nerve-wracking. I say the most solitary experience in sports because it's you and your opponent and nothing else. But then when I looked back and I saw Miguel in my corner, I felt, I'm in his corner, but he's also in my corner. And that's what I think mentors realize after they're giving them themselves, that these kids are also in their corners as well.
They just give us a lot of love, a lot of love that we didn't have. And they care about us, deeply. I mean, they make sure we're on task with everything.
I often go with Jonathan to his college to help him through the financial aid process to make sure that it all came in okay and to help him with budgeting.
Yeah, I'm happy. This is probably the happiest time of my life taking these classes.
That's
Finally,
great.
it means something, And they're great. The urban planning class, I'm getting A's already. My assignments got
Wow.
A's.
That's great.
I really want to become a successful construction manager. And John is a good mentor. He mentors me on the career that I'm getting into, and he's showing me the steps.
Jonathan's math skills, again, were not up to grade level, so he needed some basic help with the fundamentals of decimals, with fractions, with algebraic equations, and we do that every week. And he feels that he wants to prove to me, so he can prove to himself, that even though he was identified as having a learning disability, that's not going to hold him back. And so I want to make certain that doesn't hold him back.
Keep on keeping on, man. All right?
Gotcha, man.
All right.
Gotcha, man.
So here I thought, we have the 2 boys and this is our new family. And then 2 years later, we meet Demetrius.
He had a deep desire for permanency in his life. He had been in over 20 homes in the last 6 years.
I had started going to their home more often. So I remember they said that they were going on vacation.
I called him, we met at a restaurant.
They said a little speech. It was like, hey, we love you, we trust you.
We said, we have a gift for you.
We want you to open our hands. And they opened their hands and there was the keys to their home with this big D on it.
We said, listen, we want you to know that no matter where you go in this life, that you always have a home in our home.
Had I been more emotional, I probably would have cried, but I was so shocked that they trust me. And for me, trust goes a long way. Being bounced around to all these different foster homes, I had a very hard time trusting people. But at that moment, I thought to myself that night, I said, these people really love me. They trust me with their life. And it's time that I completely let them into my life and don't hold nothing back. And ever since then, we've just been building and building. Knowing that John and Katie are there and we're a family, within Miguel, Jonathan, all of us. It's one big family. It means a lot to me.
John and I get too much credit sometimes for helping. People say, oh, you changed their lives, but really they changed our lives more. We see life now through their eyes as well, and we're able to appreciate so much more. Remembering where these kids came from and what they endured. It's humbling and inspiring and empowering, really.